Okay, so I just decided I'm going to start streaming. We got company from out of town, and I won't even get into all the stuff I've been dealing with. Not bad, but just stuff going on. So I haven't really been doing a lot with the anime the last couple days. So in a bit, I'll do a recap because I have gotten a few things done since the last time I live streamed. But for right now, I would like to. I'm actually trying to figure this out in real time here, right before your eyes. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do to get this glow effect that we're after. So we're actually learning together here. And the way we're going to do that is I'm going to pop open a combo viewer. Or actually, I'll just pop open a viewer. I don't need a combo viewer. I can make it simple. Okay. So this way, this viewer will have the rendered version. Now what I've got to do is I got to figure out, this shouldn't be difficult, but I haven't done it yet in Opentoonz. I've done this kind of stuff in Blender, but so what I need to do is I need to comp this glow over Akari. So there now we have both. Okay. So that was easy enough. In fact, just to make it more fun, I'll move the I'll move this up here. I'm going to say I think the glow is not quite big enough. Yeah, because the moonlight's coming in here, hitting her from behind. And what I'm going to want to do is comp it over top of her. So I'm guessing maybe we should... Let's just look at a couple things. First of all, it's interesting but not completely. So let me see. I'm thinking I wanted to have some fun with it. Let's do a respectable comp here. So we're going to make a rule, and the rule is we can't add levels. Okay, and we cannot add levels. We can only work with the levels we already have, which is basically this level of Akari. All right, and what we have to do, what I'm thinking is, we want to find a way to make her own body act as a mask. Okay, so for that reason, I'm going to add a blur. Okay, so let's add a blur to Akari. Okay, that's good. But now remember, we're also going to want this. Okay, so now the blur is what's going to act as a mask, and maybe we'll have to clamp it. Clamping is when you take a blur and then you increase the contrast so that the blur gets tighter. We'll see. Of course, you could probably right off the bat just accomplish the same thing by making the blur less extreme. Okay, so I'm thinking we need the layer of Akari, and then we want the glow over top, but we want the glow to be masked out by the blurred version of Akari. Could we accomplish the same thing by putting the glow over top of Akari in like overlay mode? Let's give it a crack. So we want an image blending overlay. What the heck? Let's try vivid light. I've never used it. I got no idea what it looks like. Foreground, background. I actually got... Yeah, okay, I was going to say that's like what I'm after, but it's not quite right, actually. Okay. And clipping mask, turn that... Okay, let's just see what happens when we turn that down. Alright. I'm really spitballing here. In other words, I haven't taken the time to sit down and logically think through, mathematically what I want to have happen here. So I'm really just winging it. I'm thinking that we should turn the blur off for the moment, just so we can see. So now in vivid light mode, the glow has no effect at all. Okay, let's kill this, and actually let's take this back out. The question is, why am I seeing her? Oh, I see. It's just going through. I really didn't want to just bypass the blur. I actually wanted to kill that. Okay, so now let's see. So I was actually not seeing this correctly that whole time. Okay. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. So you've got to do this too, YouTube friends. You got to go through and just try these effects and see how they look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this here, and let's check that one more time. Okay, that's not too bad. So I actually think if I put that in there, that's not quite right. And when I switched it around, that's definitely not quite right. And of course, it could be that vivid light is not at all what I want. But usually with compositing, you know, there's way more than one way to solve any problem. Truth is, you can do almost anything with normal, add, or screen mode. They're not exactly the same, but they do, for most applications, they're interchangeable. Multiply and a blur. Most effects, you can accomplish what you're after with those capabilities. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that and figure let us layer that over Akari in an additive manner. Okay, so that means, just for fun, we're going to do layer blending, add. Okay, except the intensity should be, let's turn it way down and see what happens. Okay, I want more than that. Let's do 50. Usually if you like split things in half. Okay, so now what I want to do, I still need to have her going through there, but that's good. What I'm getting now is good, because now what I've got to do is oh wait, do I even want this blur at this point? Yeah, I was going to use the blur as a mask, so this is kind of wrong here, actually. Okay, well, autosave. Working for me. Okay, so I'm going to take the blur out so we're not being confused by that. And now I need to see just her. Okay. So, if I'm doing additive over, let's actually do this. Man, that's kind of sort of what I'm after, but I really want to find a creative way to blur out her outlines. I probably shouldn't be live streaming right now because I'm gonna just be fiddling a lot here. So, and it may be a lot of doing what I'm about to do right now, which is just delete a bunch of things and kind of start over. Usually if you get more than a few effects going on, you're probably thinking too hard. Okay. So we definitely are going to need the blurred version of Akari, because that's going to be our overlay. So therefore, I'm going to make this like 10 millimeters. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Okay. So now, what I want to have happen is I want this blurred overlay to be screened over Akari. So let's do that next. Okay, so there's Akari, but it's got to be in screen mode. So let's do that. Layer blending screen will work. So I'm actually thinking we're going to do this. We're going to do the glow over top. So now what we want to do is mask this. So what do you think? Layer blending just over. Let's do an over. So we're going to put that over that. But I want the overlay Oh, with failing big. Failing in front of the whole world, man. Am I right? So I'm actually popping open YouTube right now just to see is big what happened. With failing big. Is anyone watching? And they aren't. There's no one watching. No one cares. That's cool. You know, that's fine. Okay. Alright, so what are we doing here? We've got Akari. And is this principally what I'm after? The main problem I'm having is if I was in the Blender node editor right now, I know how to do you know, create masks and all the rest. So I'm having to sort of really figure this out as I go, kind of thing. So if we have the glow, how would I mask it? When I just do an over effect, that seems to be like kind of worthless. What does that look like? Okay. Okay. And that's screen mode. What happens if we bypass the screen mode? Okay. So now that's fine. All we've got to do is figure out a way, and unfortunately I made a rule that says I can't add any levels. Because to be fair, if I could add a level, it'd be easy. I'd just paint a mask and use that. Is there, okay, this will be, I'll change my rule. I'll throw my rule away. If there isn't something that amounts to an offset, I would think that would be under, well, wait a second, matte? We've got to have some sort of free distortion, maybe. Free distortion, maybe. What I'm looking for is just a translate node. Something that lets me take the blurred version of Akari and just drag it down a little bit so that we're able to have the masked out area, have it mask out most of her, but just leave the upper edge, and that's what gets blurred and overlaid over the picture of her. So let's see what the free distort is all about. Okay. Source destination. Let's give this a crack. I'm going to kill this. And I'm also going to kill this. Sorry, my bad. I did the wrong one. Okay. So that I can see. This is 190. So I'm going to add 20 millimeters to it, okay? And actually, bottom left, bottom right. I wonder if there's something that's not a free distort, that's just a simple translate node. Light. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. I'm gonna kill that. If we can cheat and use an effect that is already pre-baked in Opentoonz to do what we want, then why am I gonna kill myself here trying to recreate it the hard way? Okay, backlit does not seem to... I was thinking maybe that would create the look of her being backlit. It doesn't really seem to. Oh wait, source. What's the source gotta be? I'm gonna do the the unthinkable and put the same. All right. Let's use the moonlight as the source and see what happens. Oh, now that's interesting. Okay, okay. But how do we... Yeah, that's a little extreme there, folks. I don't think that's quite what we were looking for. Okay, so we'll skip backlit. Let's try... What was it? Where were we? We weren't in layer blending. We were in Probably style, no. Shaders, no. Render, no. Light. Okay. So backlit didn't do the trick. Let's see what body highlight does. And we'll do an add. And it seems to do precisely nothing. Let's do that. Okay, that looks pretty cool. I mean, the colors are all screwy and it's definitely too extreme, but it is an interesting effect. And if we turn the green down, yep. Yep. Okay, center X. I wonder if... Is that the effect I'm looking at right here? Let me see if I click on a different effect. No, that's column 3's translate node, so that's not going to work. So that means the bad news is we have to do it like the hard way. So let's do -20 and see if... Oh, I see. Okay, that doesn't change the center of it. Did it? Let's go -50 and see what happens. Oh, it's the opposite. Okay, cool. Let's go 50 then. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. It's just way, way, way too bright. Let's try to get the numbers kind of sort of somewhere close to correct. Okay, that is a really cool looking effect. That's exactly the effect I was after. I just need to really crank down the alpha. Yep. So that's great news, because that means that we can probably dispense with the... Okay, instead of cranking down the alpha, I'm going to crank down the alpha a little bit. But basically, I think it's the intensity that's giving us the issue here. Okay, well, 2 doesn't work. I meant for that to be 20, not 2. Okay. Smoothness seems to... I bet you this... I better turn... What if we turn this off? Okay. 20, let's go to 50. Okay. And let's put a decay of 5 and see what that does. Okay, okay. Not too shabby. Okay, I like it. I do like it. I do. Alright, so that means I think that this and this are useless. Nope, we do need to blur it. I don't know. Let's kill that connection altogether and see. Yeah, okay. I actually like that better, so why am I even going to mess around with these guys? So you're out of here, you're out of here, you're out of here. And we just have the raylet effect with a decay of... Let's make the decay even higher, but let's also make the intensity higher. You know, it's kind of a bummer that you have to do so much testing and, you know, it's... Smoothness, I'm going to put the smoothness to 0 and see what it does. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't seem to... Okay, what does keep image mean? Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, that is interesting. If you can keep the image, then that suggests that raylet might be exactly what I want for Akari. Okay, so let's give this a crack. So we're going to go to light, color raylet. Now let's stick with regular raylet. Okay, so now just to be fair, we're going to keep the image. Okay. I don't know if this is going to be what I want, but so what did we do here? We did like 85 or something. What if it's more blue? No, that's going to look stupid. Okay. Now, let's crank the decay. I have no idea I don't know what the range is on the decay. It could be 100, could be 1,000, could be 10. I have no idea. So, alright. What happens if we crank the intensity up? So the problem is... Oh yeah, we don't want it inverted. Okay. Okay. See that? Yes. That's what we want. That's kind of sort of what we want. Not bad. Let's turn this one off and see. Okay. So this... Sorry to make you sit through all this, folks. The question I'm having is, why do we even have these moonbeams in here at all if... That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Sorry. I wanted to mute this one. That's definitely interesting looking. So, okay. Let's go with that. You can see here. I wonder what the distance is. Okay, it's 300 right now, so let's just make it a bigger number, like 850. And let's make it a really small number. Okay, I got it. I got it. So we do not need... I actually don't think we need that at all. We do not need that. Okay, so let's go back to... Let's go not quite as high as we were. Okay, and then what we want to do... This is great. This is actually exactly what I wanted. So now let's go to 100. Oh, wait. Look at that. Oh, dude. Are you serious? Okay, that doesn't work. That's the effects center. Look at that. I can drag it around. That's awesome. That's what we wanted. Problem is, it's got to be both behind and in front of the doorway. So I think the only way we're going to pull this off is if we make it high enough that we could believe that the moon is up yonder. And frankly, I would say it has to be centered. Well, it doesn't have to be exactly centered. I guess we could go a little bit this way. Okay. Man, I'm pretty happy with that. I am pretty happy with that. It's not exactly what I was after. This is all gone, gone, gone. This is gone. Column 3. Do we want to put this in here at all? I think we do, and we want to put it in there with a gentle blur. So let's do that. This is cool, man. We're getting where we wanted to be. Alright, so let's make that about probably 15. Yeah, I don't know. I actually kind of like it a little less. Okay. And then we need to do an adjust levels. Image adjust, I should say, so that we can crank down the alpha on those bad boys. Let's see. Let's just ease it in and see how it feels. I think it looks incredible. Alright guys, that's it. I'm going to stop here because I got a couple things I need to go do, and hopefully I'll be live streaming again tomorrow, but actually I'll tell you what I'll do before I go. Let me switch screens, and I'm going to jump up out of this shot. Okay, and now I'm going to go here, and I'm going to select auto markers, so it's going to do the whole scene. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a preview. And by the way, I'm having a gin martini. This is how I like my gin martinis. It can be cheap gin, Seagrams. Doesn't have to be good stuff like Beefeaters or, you know, Tanqueray or whatever. I mean, maybe you may think those aren't necessarily good gins, but I was sort of taught Beefeaters is sort of creme de la creme. I don't personally see the difference, but so this is cheap gin, 2 olives, and extra dirty, like, you know, enough olive juice to cover the bottom of the cup. Sorry, need to hold it up so you can see it. Right? So you want to cover the bottom of the cup, 2 olives, no ice, none of this on the rock stuff. And okay, so this is done rendering. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the rewind button. And now you can see Akari's been completely redesigned. I'll just talk this through. So she's sleeping. And it does cut to the wide shot because this is sort of entering the scene and getting us into it. And then it cuts to outside, and it may dissolve ultimately. We got these bad guys climbing up the wall. Okay. And he's struggling a bit. Oh, something went wrong. And she hears it. Got a little glitch there we got to fix. Rolls over. He's like, come on, dude, let's get moving. And now we're up to this shot. And as you can see, Akari realizes what's going on. One thing I've noticed here is that Opentoonz, the autosave, destroys this memory buffer. The fact this was all loaded up in memory, you lose that when autosave goes on. Go figure. Doesn't really make sense. But so yeah, the end of the shot is, let me go ahead and, yeah, get to there. Or actually should get to there. And because it's not cached in memory, I don't get to see it. So that really kind of bums me out. The Opentoonz autosave effectively destroys any rendered frames you have in memory, which makes absolutely no sense. But the whole idea is she knows these guys are coming. So anyway, that's the scene. I'll do more probably tomorrow, but for now I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. All right, later.